1,000 hair products and you still got hair problems and you don't know which way to turn. You don't know what you deserve. Let's talk hair. I got what you deserve. Let's talk hair. Let's talk hair. Talk hair to me. Talk hair to me. Talk hair. Let's talk hair. Talk hair to me. Talk hair to me. Let's talk hair.
All right, everybody. We back, okay? And I just want to applaud you guys, and just let you know, I just thank God for you. I do. Happy Sunday. Thank you all for going to church. And thank you all for paying your tax. Okay. And I do have a word that when I was in church today, I was on the parking lot. But I have a word today because somebody said they knew me from the past. Said I was a little arrogant. And I want to tell you all that God takes broken people and he fixes them and he uses them. And so even if you have flaws, God still loves you, baby. So our guest today is so familiar with God. And so he's not like a guest, he's a co-host, but he is my friend. He's a business partner of mine. He is a pastor of his own church. And so his name is Theodore Chisom. He doesn't like a lot of titles, but he got them. So he's the owner of TC Distributor in Nashville, Tennessee. And Beverly's of Nashville is his salon. It's a beautiful wife named Monica. And his children, I just, adore his son, Theodore Jr. And so I really do, So he is going to be awesome in this universe. Teddy is what I call him. So I want you all to welcome him. And you know how we do now. We have to welcome him. So you get the typing. And he's been away, but he comes back once a month to pour in this juice. And so he gives us the knowledge. Now today, he said he's going to give us the truth, whether we like it or not. He's going to give it to us. Today's topic is about the many different cocktails of textures. And what we're going to talk about is the textures. And we're going to talk about it's not just one particular way that I can treat everyone's hair. Everyone is so different. And I've been getting a lot of new clients this week, last week, this month, and I thank God for it. But everybody came in with a different type of situation. Teddy, what do you think about? Let's jump it off. What do you think about with all of these different textures out there? What do you think about salon professionals who just have one way of treating the hair, and it doesn't matter what it is? It's just like one regimen. Is that true? Can we just give everybody a Tylenol?
Well, to start this conversation off, being in this industry for as long as I have, I've the last maybe 5 years of my career, we've been diving into a whole different realm of hair textures. We have the natural world that has really taken hair textures to a whole nother level. Now, in my teaching and what I've learned in school and all the education that I've learned that there's really only 3 types of hair textures: fine, is considered the most fragile texture hair because it's easily, damaged, and it tends to get oily most of the time. So that's one of the hair types that's really hard to style. The next one that I've noticed about is medium hair. Medium hair is it covers a lot of what most hair that you see out there in the industry. You see more medium type texture hair than anything, and it usually looks thick, and it's usually not as fragile. But the thing about it, you can manipulate it easier than most any type of hair that's out there. Then the last one that I was taught in hair school and everywhere I go is about thick hair. And it's also known as coarser hair, thicker, stronger. Usually, that type of hair that can take heat, is resistant to a lot of different chemicals. Those are the three that I was taught, coming up in the game. But like I say, 5 years ago, we were introduced to a whole nother ram of hair types. I'm gonna give them to you. 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, and 4C. Now, learning and just looking at the charts, because I mean they've come up with different charts for it and everything, and I had to really ask myself, what was the reason for coming up with all these different hair textures, and it puts you in the mindset where you do have to understand. And me and Angela was talking about this earlier, that one person's hair can have at least three different textures all on one. It can have medium, coarse, and fine all on one. But I believe that they came up with this because when you look at natural hair, you get some natural hair that's straight. You get some that have a loose straight. You have some that have a wave. You get some that have a loose wave. You get some that have a tight wave. You also get one, and this is the most common one in the African American industry, is the tighter waves, the loose wave, and the medium wave. So I can understand why they came up with this new chart of things, but I feel like it really makes it complicated. What I feel like you have to do is you truly, truly have to know the products that you use. You have to know what to do at the right time and understand that having, like I said, you can have three different hair textures on one head. So what do you do when you have three different textures on one head at one time? Do you use the same thing on each part of the hair? Are you using a product that's gonna be too heavy for certain parts of the hair? For instance, I have a young lady who does have that, and when I go in and I air form her out and I do a straightening on her, I do a silking out on her. I don't put a lot of oil on the ends of the hair, but what I do is I put a little more oil on her scalp. But I use a moisturizer. I don't use oil with petroleum or anything on that's gonna block up the pores or anything. I use a moisturizer, and I go in, I elixir oil, and I go in and I lightly dab her scalp because I know she needs more and more, moisture at her hair, at the root of her hair, which is normally a tightly coiled or a loose coil, which I would call a 4A or 4C, anywhere in between that. So I lightly moisturize, because I'm gonna stop saying oil. I'm gonna say moisturize because that's the proper term that we want to give you all to use. I go in and I moisturize her scalp and lightly do it in order to let where from that root where it starts, when I'm coming out with either the air formula, the blow dry, or with my flat iron, I'm able to let that oil moisturize and come out. And by the time it gets to where that hair turns into a 1A or a 1B, it's not going to weigh that hair down. So when I'm done, the majority of my clients that I do this process on, we have a flow. The hair is always moving, and that's the one thing you want to understand. And like I'm trying to teach my new stylists now, if you do hair and when you get done, they got that hammer hair, meaning when they turn their hair from side to side, their hair moves whichever way their head moves. No, you want to have that hair that's going to be luxurious and it's going to flow. In every move they make, it's bouncing and shaking. That's what they come to the professional for. So that's the way I want to just start out this thing. And do you have anything you want to add to that real quick?
I want to move into cocktails. And so we have to narrow down a texture. And so what I did was I came up with I of course this is our new product. This is the Deserve Shebe food treatment. This product here, I before it even came out, I have re-enhanced this product. This is actually a this is the commercial product. When I call it commercial, the everyday person can restore their hair. Go to the salon. Salon professional can use it. The everyday person, what they lack is moisture. So this is going to be a great product for moisture, thickening and strengthening instead of coming back to the salon months later having a Brillo pad. And to be able, as salon professionals, you can keep this product yourself and treat your customers with this, especially if they come in and they're lacking moisture. Begin there right now. So I actually have a client, and she comes maybe every 2 months. I can say that. So when she does come in, this is her. She has a lot of shrinkage. So we're going to talk about this particular person. Hi, Candace Adams. And a special thank you, Candace Adams. She comes into the salon. She folds towels. She cleans up. She wipes. She sanitizes the salon. No one asks her to do that. And that is a person who really, truly rocks with me. So I thank you for that. This is a short 30-second just showing you, but her hair, usually I cannot get my fingers past her temples when I'm going in because it is so tangled. Her hair it lacks moisture. But what it is that she does, sometimes she's not really combing her hair, sometimes she's just pulling it back. She wears it in a natural style, just kind of like just pulling it out, and she likes two little spaghetti, uh, whatever they're called, just coming down on both sides. She's a teenager, so she's kind of feeling her way. And I just want to show it to you, but I was able to really move and apply that product. But when we're doing cocktails, this is one cocktail I want to show you. Deserve new Shebe treatment. It actually has the Shebe imported from Africa. It's concentrated. It has the sunflower, the castor oil, the almond oil, olive oil, and it goes in. It moisturizes. Yeah, so that's I just put it on with a color brush. It goes a long way. But this particular setting only it's a lengthier video, and we're going to put it out there, but it only allows you for 30 seconds to upload that way. But however, it has so much moisture in it, that's unreal. Her hair was very, very, very tight, but I started like moving my hands through her head. I was able to apply it. So speaking about her particular texture, that texture is pretty much very coily, and coily hair, and Teddy, you can back me up, but coily hair wants to, when the water molecules start to release out, it releases out from the bottom and the middle, and it begins to want to lock. And then when you get down to the bottom, the water molecules, once it's released, if it doesn't have any moisture, it goes back into its familiar shape, which is to just twist and turn and lock. Now, this is how we start to lose hair. We start to lose hair because what we do is, hello, Darlene Ray. That's another client. I'm glad you in today. And so when it begins to lock and there's no moisture, when you try to detangle it, it becomes resistant and it begins to snap and break. So what you want to do is, when we're talking about cocktails, this is to help the ones that have the the toughest hair, and you're just trying to figure out, why doesn't my hair release itself? Why am I losing so much hair when it's wet? You're losing it because of the fact, uh, that particular cocktail person, I mean, that person with that tight, coily one, you need to at least start to get it out of the desert type of feel. And a lot of times you're calling your hair um, coarse because it has not met a concentrated plant-based hair care line like Deserve. It hadn't met it. So you think your hair is coarse. What your hair is, it has abandonment without lack of moisture. So the abandonment and the moisture that's not there. And then you say, well, I use this brand or that brand, it says it has moisture. Well, sometimes the percentage of the product is in the, maybe that moisture is sitting towards the end of the instruction of the ingredient part. This is the ingredients. Your moisture may be down here somewhere, and it needs to be up here because this is where the percentage is higher. Down here, lower. So you want to make sure that you have that moisture. And what's a good way to have moisture on that natural curly hair? Hydration. Hydration is important because this right here automatically, the Deserve Shebe. Everybody say, oh, it's Shea Moisture. No, Shea Moisture is in here. Shebe is plant-based. It is not your Shea Moisture. So tongue twist yourself to Shebe instead of Shea Moisture. So what you want to do is to shampoo your hair to get a deep cleanse. This is what we're talking about. The Sand Moisture is good for removing fillers. It's also good for removing anything of debris. So you want to use this product here to remove anything. So when you're trying to apply something that is quality, you do not have a low budget or a low weak product that's blocking. One thing that I just can't take no more is to have somebody that's using something that's high end, and then, and I don't mean just high end in cost, I mean quality product. And then you turn around and say, well, I'm gonna finish up that other product and use it together and call it your little system. So Teddy, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you use that, if you use something that doesn't balance out a pH and it doesn't lower the pH or balance the pH, then you're telling me that you really feel like that. What is it that you're doing? I need you to be intentional about your texture. Be intentional about what you're doing. I had someone that told me that. Said when you speak, know what you're talking about. Don't just speak for words. Know what you're talking about. People know when you don't know what you're talking about. So when I say the real coily people, this right here, some hydration. Before you go to a salon professional, do you have a hydration dryer? If you do not have a hydration dryer, then you can sit up under the regular dryer. But one good thing that you can do under the regular dryer is that they can actually put the plastic bag on your head, and then they can put a kind of like a wet towel and then do another plastic bag. That way, it will keep the regular dryer from just going around your universe like that, your head. It will actually focus right there, making sure it traps and give you that hydration that you deserve. Okay. So if it's really coily, we can use our silk milk. We can also use we can add our elixir into the silk milk. You can even use these two and get in the shower. You can get in the shower with it, and then let it steam, and then wash your body, and then put a plastic cap on, and you're actually getting hydration there. So if it's really coily And the best time when you have that really, really coily hair to detangle it is when the water temperature is warm. If it's hot, it will begin to lock your hair and make it tangle. If it's cold, it'll stiffen your hair and there's no need to move. So it's not moving. So you need to make sure it's warm. It stabilizes the actual hair shaft and cuticle layer. What is a cuticle layer? One strand of hair is three. We have Renita Hopper who says, Branch said, this is so educational. And I'm telling you this is because dealing with this particular texture can have beautiful body, beautiful hair, but we can also get caught up in the fact that we just do not do nothing because we don't want to get past the work. If you're using something concentrate, I'm telling you, this Shea Bay, y'all go to their website and get this product. This Shea Bay right here, I'm talking about instant moisture. But this silk milk, Teddy will tell you this silk milk has so many different legs. What all we got, Teddy? We got leave-in, reconstructive,
Smooth. You left out the smoothie
smoothie.
shampoo. I just let me piggyback a little bit when Angela was talking about systems. You have to understand that Deserve hair care products is a system, and when you use it properly together, along with the new Chebe that had just come out, you are gonna achieve maximum moisture in the hair, and that's for all hair textures. You definitely have to know though when you're using it with fine hair, you cannot. You got to make sure you're rinsing the hair out thoroughly. But one thing about that Restore Milk conditioner, that it detangles it detangles the 4C like never before. All the fours, it detangles them well. It's easy to detangle the ones, the twos, and the threes, but when you want a product that's going to go in and help you detangle the 4A, 4B, and 4C, that Restore Milk is one of the best products that's out there on the market. And what she said, y'all, you have to understand, in my salon, we use steamers. She did give you a great thing to use with the warm towel, and then seal it with a plastic cap. But it's something about that steamer that when they sit up under that steamer with that product, when you bring them back to their bowls, and they're coming out with so many different type of steamers that's helping you with texture hair. Now the game has changed when it comes to steamers, but the game never changed when it comes to using a professional product. And when I tell you that Restore Milk, and I mix it with the the protecting strand spray as well up under the steamer. That's one of my go-tos, especially with relaxed hair, because it helps stop shedding right there at the bowl. Because you have to understand, you relaxed hair still has texture as well too. So you don't want to go in and relax people's hair to bone straight. You want to leave texture with them as well. But we're just giving you all some good tips to use with all types of texture and everything that you're doing. But back to what I was saying about the steamer, using the steamer, it's going to allow that cuticle to open up. Cuticles are normally laying flat together. When you put them up on that steamer with that silk milk Restore, it's going to open that cuticle up under that steamer to allow that product to go in and penetrate deeper into the hair shaft. And when you go through and you comb from the root up to the ends, I start at the ends and go to the root so I can detangle it very well. But when you sit them up on that steamer and bring them back to your chair, the hair is softened. You're gonna feel a moisture in that hair like never before. So if you're out there and you haven't tried that, the different cocktails, like Angela said, with the Restore Milk with the elixir oil, that's another great cocktail. But on your relaxers, start to try that Restore Milk with the strand protecting spray. And we are now, like Angela said, diving into the new Chebe. The Chebe is going to be one of the new premier products that's going to give that hair moisture. Angela, I didn't hear what you said. How long do you normally, when you apply the Chebe, do you let them sit with the Chebe on their heads?
Um, right before I answer that, 45 minutes though, but right, Teddy, you got to answer a question too. Someone's asking you. But right before I answer that, I showed you all the video of me applying the product. This young lady hair is usually drawn up with a lot of shrinkage. I want to show you without even using a comb how after I applied it, this is how the shrinkage came out. You can almost see her hair fall down to a length. Usually her hair is up above her ears. I'm telling you, it's really unreal. But after I applied it with my fingers. Her hair just began just to come out, and her hair used to be kind of right here. Now her hair is really growing. What it does is it actually grows the hair a little bit more than not just having your hair just come down a little bit and you can go and get that swoop. I'm a witness too, because my testimony is actually I did mine yesterday, and I did the hydration with it. I was this close, Teddy, I want to cut my hair. I want to cut my hair so bad. I did, I promise you. But what I did was I said, let's just see and the outcome or whatever. And when I tell you my hair just feels so good, I was able to swerve it as if I cut it, but really it's not. It's not. I just got it going over to the side. Candace Adams says, I witnessed Angie use the Shebe on the young lady, and this product works. Her hands were able to move through her hair and applying the treatment. I saw her hair stretch out. What a difference. No comb. I was just stretching her hair out. Renita says, Miss Branch says, does this replace the conditioner? Renita, Teddy was talking about the silk milk. Is that the one you're talking about? That is the conditioner, the silk milk. So if you were referring to Teddy, type it in. If you were talking about the silk milk, we were talking about the Shebe, which is Shebe. A wolf can get moisture from this. I've have had clients that have wolf hair. Wolf hair is 0.0% of moisture. I had someone to come in yesterday, day before yesterday, wolf, and no moisture. When she left, she was like, I need to buy products. And she started thinking about people in her family. And this product does work. So Teddy, I think Renita's gonna come back. The Shebe. And let's see, Teddy. I love the silk milk. I also use it as a leave-in. Yes. Renita, we're coming back to you. We got Sandra Jackson. This is my girlfriend, Sandra Jackson. She said, yes, I heard some tips here for all types of hair. I have color, natural, no relaxer. I think Sandra has the Sister Locks. Sister Locks is so it's a necessity, because over a period of time, what you're trying to get to lock, sometimes over a period of time, depending on that person and their behavior and how they're locking, this is a great product. So with the Sister Locks, it also helps this person over here, same person, their hair was balding. We brought back the stimulation. You can kind of see a little more redness at the top, and then we started clearing up her holes. Her hair is even thicker now. So it helps when you have protective styles, Sister Locks, braids. These products are excellent because you can work the product even more. We have our derma rollers, and we have actually our scalp scrubs and everything. I got a scalp scrub around here somewhere. It's going to show up. But however, abandonment stimulation can happen at the scalp area. A lot of times you start using the your own regimen, And sometimes we forget about our scalps. So that actually helps with protective styles or without protective styles. Um, Also, Renita says, Shebe, this does not replace your conditioner. This is like when you want your hair to thicken, lengthen, grow. It also is a good conditioner too. So I can't say it replaces it, because this is actually a thickening agent too. Because sometimes you may not need this. You may need this once a month. You may need it once a month, but you would need this every week or every 2 weeks when you shampoo your hair. Um, if with this being concentrated, when you have good products, you don't have to overuse the product. That means that if I have all this moisture going on, I can visit this every month, but I can have this with moisture, and I can also have this as a thickening agent if you use it as a leave-in, because it's concentrated. This is more concentrated than even this. And so all of it is concentrated. Also, we have Darlene Ray says the steamer works wonders. It makes your hair so soft. Darlene, thank you for that, because I actually had a client who got a color yesterday based upon your hair and your color. She got your same color and she liked your hair. So, because Darlene hair looked so crisp and clean, and it had a lot of body to it, and the lady wanted that. So, Teddy, now that we talked about this particular shrinkage and that person who has that coily hair, because I have a client, Misha has a daughter, Kendall, and Kendall hair is like really tight coils, but Kendall hair is all kinds of cute, very beautiful hair, very soft hair, but she's all natural. When the water, let me tell you, and Teddy, if you disagree, I don't care. Just tell me you disagree. Um, the best time to blow dry, if you're going to silk the hair out on really coily hair, is when the temperature is warm and when the hair is still good and damp and wet. If you try to blow that hair out when the water molecules have gone out of it, then the hair is going to go back into, it's going to start locking in areas that still need moisture attention. What do you think about that?
So a good thing to do with that is when we get those type of textures that come in the 4Cs, what we always do, you all, is we section that hair off into smaller sections. We take it, section it off, and we do like a little cord where we twist it up and then twist it up into a knot until we're able to get to that particular piece of hair to blow dry our hair form. And the reason why we do that is because, like one of the girls just said, she uses the silk milk restore conditioner as a leave-in as well. So we will use about a dime size, depends on the density of the hair, use about a dime size, emulsify it into our hands very well, and run it throughout the whole hair shaft. Then we begin to section the hair off. We section the hair off into as many as 6 to 8 different sections. And like I say, we twist the hair up and then put it in a knot. What that does is that helps you stretch the hair, keep the hair stretched, but it also helps keep the hair moisturized before you start to go in and blow dry. Because what Angela did tell you, if you let that 4C, that 4 hair get dried out while you're trying to blow it, it could be a disaster for you. You could go through situations to where you're not going to get the proper sheen, the proper moisture. It's going to pull and tug on the client. So you have to understand that you, as the professional, have to go through certain steps if you're dealing with certain textures of hair. If you're dealing with a 1C or a 2, you can understand you don't have to try to keep the moisture in the hair as well or as long. But with that 4C, that 4A, you have to section off. You have to make sure you keep the moisture trapped in, because every time you get to a certain section, when we unravel that knot, you can still feel the moisture from the Silk Milk Restore conditioner, or if we went in with our protecting strand spray or the new Shebe. When you go in and you done the proper sectioning off, every piece that you touch, the moisture stays there. So you have to understand your techniques when you're dealing with certain types of textures of hair. And that's been our best way. If you go in there and just let that curly, tightly coiled hair just sit while you're waiting to air form and blow dry later, yeah, you're gonna be in there for a disaster, especially when you're dealing with little baby girls, because that's who you see it on the most. You see baby girls have more 4C than a lot of older clients that I deal with. So you're gonna have that baby crying like crazy if you let that hair dry out and you don't go in and section it off and make sure that each section that you deal with, you attend to that section first. Make sure you get that section properly air formed to blow dry to the point to where you see the silkiness and you see the moisture that you need. Then move on to the next section. We got too many stylists out there now that don't even know how to blow dry or air form hair. They just go in and they think that, hey, if I can just get some with a comb attachment to it, that's going to dry it out. One thing about using those comb attachments, what you're doing is you're letting the air just go into your product that you have on the hair. When you use a comb detachment to it, what you're doing is you're going in, and when you're blowing it out, you're blowing all of your moisture into the atmosphere, into the air, instead of going in with either a round brush or a dimming brush. Marrying the blow dry with that brush is trapping the moisture in the hair as you go through and you pull or you round brush with your technique. So you have to understand your techniques dealing with texture as well as product. That's going to be the end game. That's going to be the next level of you having silked out hair versus dry looking hair that has a lot of static hair. There's some 4C that looks like it's dull looking, because that's but if you're a professional and you're sending out dull looking hair, your blow dry should have silk and moisture after air forming. That's when it starts, not when you put the flat iron on it, because the flat iron is just an add-on to a blow drying. So you have to know what you're doing in this industry.
Amen. And so I want to show you another testimony from the Shebe. We're going to talk about this. Teddy specializes in a lot of color. So we got to dive in. Uh, we want to talk about the person who has all natural hair, or you can have relaxed hair, but all natural hair, dry hair with the potential of having a lot of moisture, but you have extreme shrinkage and you are frustrated because your hair is not growing, but you are recovering from CCCA alopecia and also traction alopecia because you wore the braids, you had the tugging, you had the pulling, but you want to now have and rock your own hair. So I'm going to show you someone who actually had the traction alopecia. This is the hair before the Shebe treatment. It looks very weak, but this is the actual treatment when I was just mixing it and making it before it hit the market. This is them. You can actually see right there a little bit of balding, and you can see more balding right here. Now, this is them after the treatment and hydration. Okay, this is them after. That Shebe sealed them, silk their hair out. But let's go to an updated photo that this product is really working on this person. Let's just show you how thicker the hair is today. I mean, thicker. I'm talking about thicker. You can't even see anything. This is thicker. The product even is dropping her hair, but you see an even length and a thickness. It actually looks like she has a wig on. We're not playing around here. When you got color in your hair, you have shrinkage. Let me tell you the regimen that we do for this person. What I do is I turn the dryer, the head. I actually put this product on her. She actually gets the protective strand as a little cocktail too. to make sure that any broken bonds, which is a hair strand, that it's not ripped up. Sometimes color have different lengths to it because the bonds are broken. It's almost like straws to a broom, where we pulled it off, and then this is going this way, that's going that way, and then we got something thicker, thinner, cut different lengths. Uh, then we put the product on her, and she gets the hydration 45 minutes under the dryer. Take her out. What I do is blow her dry with our perfect performance foam wrap to take some of that shrinkage out and keep her from coming in a cool place, which is the salon, and going out to the humidity outside or anywhere where her hair, where it will take the natural hair and reverse it. So, and then I sit her up under the dryer just 10 minutes. So abandonment moisture is not in her hair. So abandonment moisture, I mean, not abandonment moisture, it is actually hid moisture. That's what I meant. Hid moisture is when you assume that you have blow dried that person's hair dry. And inside that cuticle layer, because the shaft is open, a little bit of dampness of water still lives there. And when you go out in a different temperature, it wakes up, it assumes that you're about to shampoo it, and it just starts to come out of hiding. And that's where a lot of people say, my hair don't stay straight, it reverts back, because sometimes you menopause and the steam or the dampness from your scalp can do that. Our products have memory. And when I mean by the memory, it remembers that it's in that shaft. So it's a way to restore that hair. And you can roll it up with some little hot water or something. I mean, I'm sorry, warm water. And I showed you the roller scene last week, where you can wake the product back in your hair. You got about 4 days to do that, so you don't have to go to heat. Also, when she comes out of there, the dryer, I turn down the temperature to the flat irons, because did you know you can straighten hair without even pressing down mid shaft? You can go from the root, let up, and let the steam finish straightening out that hair, and then you can finish it. So she doesn't like a lot of heat on her hair. So what I did was, because I used the protective strand and the shebe, she said it's a greaseless type of system. So she said, I don't want any oil or weigh down or anything like that. It silked it out so beautiful and gave her a natural sheen. What we did was, even after I blow dry her hair, I turned down the temperature to the blow dryer so it can have the body in it. So it begins to stabilize the hair without just shocking it just in the hot. So when we talk about how to get these different cocktails, I hope y'all are writing this stuff down. So because we charge $300 for this class, so I want you all to understand that it's about the PACC. I told you about the performance, the application, the coaching, and the consistency. So Deserve is going to pop out. We'll give you more information on that. But right now, these cocktails are something that you should understand. Sometimes I was silkening out a client's hair, and I realized that, I'm sorry, I was blow drying. When I was blow drying on high heat, her hair was stiffened. When I put it to medium heat, it just went through like that. I was like, high, woo, medium, woo. And she was like, I said, you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? I'm testing this out. Your hair doesn't like high heat. So I had to learn, instead of force something and break up her bonds and make her hair more, because her hair lacks moisture. So I had to put my glossifier to like restore it. And then her hair just silked out. I was prepping her hair for braids. She's all natural. And I prepped her hair for braids. Now, because I prepped her hair for braids, every time she gets ready to get braids, she comes in the salon and she gets her hair treated. Now, this is her hair before, about maybe 2 years ago, and I just And then about 2 years ago, I've been prepping her hair for braids for a long time. Now, this is last year. So you'll see that before and that last picture with she gets the shebe and she gets the protective strand. So she got getting braids, but this is how her hair is growing. All three of them pictures. And now this last picture right here is because she gets the shebe and the protecting strand treatment. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Her hair with protective styles is doing a reverse. It's growing. Her hair is tight coiling, want to be dry. She would not go and let them put those crochets in her head without treating. You have to make sure that the hair bulbs is tight in the follicle. That means on your scalp. You have to treat your scalp. You cannot just treat your hair without treating your scalp. The scalp is the one that's aging. When the hair is born, and it comes out on the surface, it's already dead. So everything that's treated under there is what's going to keep it working as a great machine and thickening and growing. So Teddy, we're going to talk about color now. Let's talk about the person who has the relaxed hair, a double chemical, who doesn't get treatments, but they want their relax on time and they want their color on time. How would you say that cocktail could turn their situation around where the hair can grow with a double chemical?
Using double chemicals, y'all, is gonna be a disaster area if you don't come in and get it treated properly. I love what Angela just said to you all about using low temperature heat on your blow dry as well as your flat iron. You all learn and learn as we go. I came up with my mother, that's Beverly. That's how we got the name of Beverly's of Nashville. I came up, and she came up in the industry where they were using the hot cone, the blow dry was on 10, everything was heat, heat, heat. So with that color treated person that has the color and the relaxers, what you have to understand is low heat with great product is the key. Treatments with like product that we keep saying, the Shebe or the Restore milk conditioner with as a leave-in with the protective strand spray. If you go in with these products with the color treated hair, because one thing you have to understand about color treated hair, when they get it treated, they're no longer natural. And that's with anything using a peroxide or a high lift color, you are no longer natural. Those are, I don't know where we get in this industry where we think that when I get a high lift color or something that I'm considered natural. Color stretch the curve pattern, break the S bond as well. So what we have to understand, we have to go back in, like she said, with moisturizing treatments. But I've learned over these years, low heat is the key. If you're going to do any straightening, if you're going to stretch out the hair texture, that's the key. Especially even when you're doing a rod set or something. What I've been learning is if we go in and air foam it lightly, it's going to give you a stretched out curl when you're using the flexi rods, when you're using the perm rods on that color treated natural hair, anything that needs to be stretched out a little bit. So dealing with the color, the relaxer, you have to understand treatments are key, because what will happen if you don't get treated, it will start to break from the ends. It will start to eat up from the ends up. And if you're not going back in and feeding it with different moisturizer, feeding it with different products that's going to give it the moisture needs, you're going to end up with breakage. I've seen so many clients that I colored over the years. They start out beautiful, then they stop coming getting treatments. Next thing you know, their hair go from their shoulder, past their shoulders, up to their neck area. It goes from a long style to a bob. So for my profession out there, you know the key, but to anyone that's out there just a consumer, if you got color in your hair, let a professional take care of it, please. Please.
Yes. Now this is all key and good information, because when you take natural hair and you're able to get, I'm gonna show you this. This is all natural hair. but you're able to get that kind of look from all natural hair. This is a great this is what the products do, but this is also what concentrated products, plant-based treatments, and this person has had all natural, all natural hair, and this is what we're talking about. All natural hair, a person who went through this, and now we want to move into how can we restore the hair with our apple cider vinegar that can help when we can't detangle the hair, when we have psoriasis, when we have oil buildup. What cocktail, Teddy, because this is the outcome of her hair uh, from the apple cider. And so that's the outcome of her hair. So how can we use this product here when we cannot get through someone who actually doesn't come to the salon, just got out of braids, and they got different textures in their hair? Because sometimes we beat up the texture at the top and it's not as tangled. We ignore the texture in the middle, and then the texture in the back gets pulled up a lot, so it gets a lot of breakage. So that apple cider, what cocktail? I know how I could take all the silk milk, the elixir, and the apple cider. And I forgot the name of this, but I think you got a name for this. So what would you say to that person who has 2 to 3 different forms of textures in their hair, and they're trying to not destroy one texture, but they're trying to treat another?
Well, the apple cider vinegar is one of the, that's one of the premier products of the company as well, because what it does, it goes in and detoxifies the scalp. It goes in and also helps as a detangler, and it helps you with all kind of dandruff, debris, and everything that's on your scalp. I use it on all clients that coming out of braids, crochets, or anything, because protective styles, I'm gonna say it over and over again. These protective styles are not protective styles. They're called lazy styles. I wish I could rename them and call them lazy styles, okay? Because they're not protective. And anytime you put something, I said this in one of our previous Zooms that we did, place a piece of dirt on anywhere on your skin and cover it up for 2 to 3 months. When you take that off, you're gonna have a hole either in your skin, it's gonna be dark, or it's gonna be just totally nasty. So protective styles are only supposed to be in your head 3 to 4 weeks. When you start to go past a month, it's no longer a protective style. It becomes a nasty, it becomes a style that's going to destroy your hair shaft. Because what happens, you have to understand that the hair has to be combed, because you're going to get a certain amount of shedding period in your hair as you go through any type of styling, anything that you do. That's why back in the day, you used to see women that said they would brush their hair a certain amount of hairs per day. Okay, so you have to understand, when you are using these protective styles for too long of a time, it's damaging. It's not helping you at all. To move on to our apple cider vinegar rinse, when they are properly getting the braid styles or getting the crochets, and I recommend crochets over braids any day. And the reason why I'm saying that is because with a crochet, you have to understand you're attaching it to a braid that's braided to your hair with a uh, um uh what they call them, the I can't think of the braid name, because I get all crazy when we talk about braids. The box braids. Let's go there. When you're doing the box braid, you have to understand you're individually braiding up the hair. Automatically, you're putting weight on that hair that's gonna pull and give it too much tug if you leave it in for too much or long periods of time. So if you're not adding a moisture or anything to the hair, I even recommend that people use the apple cider vinegar within their 3 to 4 weeks of having braids, and just go in and dab it onto your scalp, as you're going through that process. So our apple cider vinegar rinse is one of the, like I said, the premier products. But when they come in the salon after a quote unquote protective style and it's been in their hair forever, I go in and I shampoo the hair, like you see, with our scent moisture shampoo. That's going to be your clarifying shampoo. Then I go back in with our smoothie shampoo. Then I make sure that I part and section the hair off and put a generous amount on the scalp. I massage it into the scalp with my fingertips. And then I take the excess and I run it throughout the rest of the hair, adding some Silk Milk Restore after I've gone in and parted it out. Then I start to go in and detangle and use all that together. Sometimes it depends on if it's very dry. I will add some of the elixir oil, but then like I told you all earlier, my go-to is always to the steamer afterwards. When they come back after they've done all that detoxing from the apple cider vinegar rinse to everything that I've applied, when they come back, you can see I comb through once again. You can see all the hair that's coming out. You can see anything that was excess hair left over, any dandruff, any debris, you can see it. And after I do that, then I rinse thoroughly, go in with a little pea size of that Silk Milk Restore. Then I begin to, go in with my styling technique or how I'm going to use or what I'm going to use. But like I said, one of our premier products, that apple cider vinegar, is a great product for detoxifying, a great product for clarifying. It's going to be an amazing pickup for anyone out there that needs to have a great detoxifier. And we're one of the only companies that has a apple cider vinegar rinse right now. Will we get others to copy? Of course, but we're one of the originators of this product.
Oh, cool beans. So you guys, um, do you have any questions for us? Because if you have any type of and I hope you was taking notes with Teddy because of the fact we have done the homework, not only just using a, say okay, use our product, do whatever, but what we do is try to give you the information that we feel like that you can, the products that we're talking about and just your textures and these different cocktails is all about becoming your own mixologist, where your hairstylist, if you're a hairstylist out there, make some noise, let us know present. Being a hairstylist is not often easy if you don't know, um, if you have not done a lot of education or enough education to show your clients that, hey, I've done the homework. What you don't know, I tell everybody, go and get uh, your hair. Go get some mentors. Go somewhere and understand. Look, why my hair is falling out, why my hair is shedding, what's going on with my hair. You want to get you some type of education. You want to get an understanding of your client. What I've been doing lately is making the customer fill out a form, and that form allows me to know what products didn't work on you, what system or what you were doing, or what medications that you wish to share that you were on. And great times to come in and stuff. Because if I just tell you when it's just a great time for me and not knowing what's a great time for you, we have to come together, because sometimes it's more work to do when you have that weakened hair or the hair that's unhealthy. Now, I want to say something specifically to the ones who have not invested in their hair, who have not taken out time. You can't come in 2022, get a treatment, and then show up in 2023 and get a treatment and want to look like the person who comes to the salon every week or every 2 week or every 3 week. You want to look like that. You got to put the work in. You have got to pray about what you can do. Ask God for the finances. Do what you have to do, so you can understand that if I want to take my wig off. Now, if you want to get in touch with your color, your color, your hair, you want to thicken it, you want it healthy. So we have someone who I showed you the video of the person who did the work. So we're gonna look at this video again and show you this is the person who did the work.
Guess what today is? Today I get to release this wig. You can also release your wig as well. I had traction alopecia. I had traction alopecia from box braids, crochet braids during the pandemic. You know how we couldn't go to the hair salon? So I used those protective styles, but they still broke my hair off. So I committed to using Deserve products, and you can too. If you would commit and use the Deserve products, your hair will grow just like mine. Take a look. Choose Deserve. Go to their website and Deserve products. I guarantee you that they will help your hair regrow.
That was good, girl.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so nervous, I'm whatever. But you guys, like I showed you, this was her before picture. This is her before picture. She put the work in. I got calls from people calling me saying, okay, it's been a week, it's been 2 weeks, I still see. I mean, when you pregnant, you got to go 9 months, so you can't just say, doc just told me I was pregnant, should deliver tomorrow. You have to be patient. And so, Teddy, is there anything you want to leave with them? Because we're going to do a giveaway and we will wrap this up. And if we need to do a part 2, you guys let us know. But this is Talk Hair to Me, and we want you to have questions. Like if you have something you want to say, a comment or anything, we want to help you. It's not entertainment. We entertain you, we play games, we do giveaways, but we also want you to get something out of this. There is over 45 million women in the US who suffers from balding. There's 55 million men who suffer from balding. Sometimes men just like my husband and Teddy, they may say, hey, I'm just gonna cut the hair off. And they can do that and grow their little sexy beards. Well, hey, as women, we can't do that, so we can't be walking around like that.
I can say that I'm using Deserve products on my beard that's filling out very well. So I'm
I was about to tell you, I kind of
yeah.
saw a little something. I was like, I
Yeah,
believe in their
even with the
elixir.
salt and pepper coming in, I go in and I use Deserve elixir oil on my beard every day, and I just haven't got off into trying to grow my hair back because it might not, but hey, I'm satisfied with what God has given me. But the key thing that you did say before we end, yeah, it is about being patient. I every new client that comes to me, and I receive new clients, you all, every week. And when they come, I tell them in the beginning, you have to be patient and trust the process. Great product plus a great stylist plus patience is gonna equal out to victory. So one thing you have to understand, like she said, that lady that you just saw is proof in the pudding, you all. This is a product line that does grow hair. Don't get it twisted. It's a lot of people. You can get this product out there and you can go online and get it, but you still have to have a professional who knows what they're doing to go along with this product. Because you trying to do it and treat yourself, you won't get it like we're gonna give it to you. So, one thing I always push is go to a stylist or a professional cosmetologist who is going to understand, is going to the one that's educated, that is going to be able to take your hair to the next level. So that's my last giveaway for the day, and it's been an amazing show. We always have amazing shows, and
I appreciate it. I can't do it without my team, and so when you come in, uh, and you showing this kind of love, it's like sometimes you can just preach to people and they don't hear you. because they like, oh, that's just But when someone else is, we come together. We don't always have to agree to every little bitty thing, but because my way may be my way, and yours be yours, and then we can combine them together. So you guys, we got Darlene right that says, trust the process, be patient. But now, you guys, here comes the point where you want to win a prize or what? And so I hope you were listening. Teddy, is there anything before I say something that you want them to remember for the giveaway? Like, is there something you want them to answer a question to?
On how long should a protective style be in your on your scalp? That's going to give you the proper protective, what we so call the protection that you're looking for. And do you we need to change them, like I said, to the lazy person style, not the protective style. So how long should you keep that protective style on your head for it to be a good process for you all? I answered that question.
I
asked that question.
You asked that question. Okay, let's see if she said, Darlene Ray says 3 weeks.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so Darlene is the winner. So we have 2 more. I don't see anybody else. Let's see. Candace Adams says no longer than 3 to 4 weeks for protective styles. So Darlene and Candace, I'm looking other places, and it looks like that nobody else, because usually we have 3 winners, but everybody, Renita Hopper, you gonna get it. You were supposed to answer that question. I'm gonna get you. Darlene and Candace, they have both answered the question. Teddy, you approve?
I approve.
So Teddy say he approves. So y'all know how we flow. We want to congratulate Darlene Ray, Candace Adams. You are the winner. You know, these my clients, so they smart, So we want to thank you. And also we want to thank you, Teddy, for being a man in this business, which y'all, they make more money than all the women because they men. These women think they on dates at the darn salon, and did anybody make a mistake? Did they make a mistake and touch your thigh sometime and say excuse me? And so these women, I know they be flirting, but you stay focused. You love God first, you love your family, and you treat your employees like their family, and I mean, y'all, I don't know nobody who can work with their brother and their mother, and he does, he makes it look easy, So we want to thank you all. We want to thank Teddy. I want to leave this with you. Like I said in the beginning, what I said in the beginning is that God can take broken people and he can fix them. So I'm glad I was so broke up, because God can fix them. I'm not without any mistakes, but if God he'll see you as that precious jewel, that precious baby. So if anybody out there, I don't know if it's anybody out there, I had someone, and I do a little business with them, and they were telling me, I don't know why I'm here on earth. And when someone say they don't know why they're here, I don't know what they're thinking. But what I want to tell anybody out there, if he made you perfect and he knew all the hairs on the back of your neck and he picked you to come out of your mother's womb, it wasn't a mistake. You're here for a reason. So I would say spend time with God and find out why you're supposed to be here. And I tell everybody, everyone deserves a second chance at healthy hair. And your host, Angela H. Brown, my co-host, Theodore Chisom. And I just want to thank you guys for giving us this, just giving us the ability to be able to talk to you. Congratulations again to Candace Adams. Congratulations to Darlene Ray. These are our frequent winners. So one day other people will get a little, get the courage to do like what they do, and they support our brand, they support our show, and I thank God for them, because it would be nothing without the support of you all. God bless you. Happy Sunday. Hope you tired. Hope you spend time with your family today, and just be nice and kind to someone else. And we want to pray for our troops out there. There is a potential war going on, so we want to pray for that. We want to pray for Russia too. Pray for our enemies, because when we pray for them, that it brings life into what God can do for us. So we love you. And if you have any loved one that's over there, our prayer is we're touching together in the name of Jesus for the protection of their body from the top of their head down to their feet in the name of Jesus. We love you. Thank God for you. Teddy, we'll talk, and everybody enjoy your Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Talk hair, let's talk hair, talk hair to me, talk hair to me, talk hair to me, talk hair to me. Let's talk hair.